really good, and sometimes I'm challenged. There we go. I think we got it. So please come to your mat. So today we are going to be doing on our mat. I know we've done some other things in the past, but mostly just to kind of show you how you can make the practice accessible for you. And that's very important because yoga is, like I said, meant for everybody. And it's important to make the practice work for you, not vice versa. All of our bodies are different. We have different strengths, different flexibilities, but even more than that, we have different like shape, right? Like our arms are different lengths, our legs are different lengths. And so some yoga poses are really just not meant for some people, and that's okay. So we need to find ways to make that work for you. So please follow the cues that I give if you find them helpful, of course. But at the end of the day, your body is in control here, right? So make sure that you're listening to your body. I do like to offer up for people to be curious about the sensations, like the feeling of the muscles. Like if you're feeling a bit of warmth or a bit of stretching, know that it's okay to be curious about that. If though, however, it's not something you're wanting to do today, please feel free to back off, come into child's pose, which is just that pose where you sit back with your seat kind of on your feet and just take a few breaths. Usually a pretty good indicator of pain that you want to avoid is sharp pains or pains in your joint. That's typically for sure something that you would like to avoid. And another good indicator is your breath. So if you're not able to breathe through something, then that's another good indicator that you should probably change your position and have a little rest. But again, I leave that up to you. I'm here just as your guide, and ultimately this practice is up to you. Okay. And I did put my cell phone number in the chat. I don't know if you guys noticed that. And that's just simply if you guys get disconnected or something, you can just send me a quick text and I can hopefully let you back in. And other than that, I think we're ready to go. Oh, and also feel free to text me if you have any questions or concerns or just want to offer up some suggestions for tomorrow's practice if you're able to attend, just because I think the more that we kind of collaborate together, the more we can make this practice useful for you. Okay, I think that's it. I am going to bring up my little thing here so I can see if somebody else comes in. I just remembered I need to do that. Sorry, guys. Okay, perfect. All right, so come to your mat. And we're going to start in child's pose. So that's the posture where your feet are down on the ground and your seat is on top of your feet. So you have a choice, right? You can sit very upright on the feet and come down into your child's pose, or you can have your feet apart so that your seat comes back further. So you can choose whatever feels better. One is a bit more of a back stretch and one is not. So the choice is yours, as always, to make it as comfortable as you can. If you want, you can prop yourself up with a cushion here as well if this is uncomfortable. And just come to this posture, arms out in front, and knowing that you might want to have a little bit of muscular engagement rather than just kind of completely kind of being floppy here, right? So trying to just pull your belly button up a little bit into your spine, almost as if you're laying on a cold penny, right? And arms are out, they're bracing you, holding you up, and you're trying to send your seat back a little bit, just to have a bit of engagement here. Because remembering from last week that it's really important to have that stability to be able to move on. Just a few rounds of breath here. You can, invitation to close your eyes if you wish, or you can leave them open, whatever feels okay for you. And just imagining as if your lungs are big balloons. You're trying to fill them from front to back, from side to side, with as much breath as you can. And as you exhale, just trying to get all the air out from all the nooks and crannies so that you can bring in new fresh air into your body, new fresh energy. So breathing in, being present here for your practice, and breathing out any worries of the day that was. Breathing in the acknowledgement that nothing else needs your attention besides your breath and your body for the next little bit. And breathing out any worry for the day that's to come. Breathing in, just being here and now. Beautiful. Now coming up into all fours and just finding a moment of stability here. So lining the shoulders and the wrists over one another, the hips and the knees over one another. And again, just finding that breath. Drawing the navel to the spine, your belly button to your spine, feeling your tailbone curling down a little bit so that you have a nice flat back, almost like you could serve tea or something on there, okay? And again, just a few rounds of breath here, almost pretending like you're a big rectangle here and you want to fill all the way, the whole rectangle, and get all the air out of the rectangle. So inhale and take up all the space that you're meant to here, and then exhale. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Now we're going to do a few rounds of that cat-cow that we did before. So curling the toes under, if you remember, and if you don't, that's okay. Curl the toes under. Still maintain that little bit of lift. So remember, we pretended that there was a cold penny under our belly. So just pretend you have that cold penny still there. So you have that little bit of drawing in. And then send the heart forward and the tailbone up a little bit. So you feel a bit of a sway in your back. Inhale. And then exhale, flatten the feet and press the earth away and really draw that belly in and up. And then inhale, open up again. Heart to the front of the room. And then exhale. So take a few rounds of that on your own breath. So don't necessarily worry about keeping pace with me. This is just about linking your breath to your movement so that as we move forward, you can try and do that, right? So best you can, slow, steady breaths in the nose, slow, steady breaths out the nose. A few more. Just warming up the body a little bit, getting ready. We're going to try and advance our practice a little bit today. So please take what you will from this, okay? All right, on the next exhale, let's come back to neutral. Again, find that little bit of stability. So draw in a little bit, pull those ribs towards one another. Make sure your toes are curled back and press your hips high to the sky. So coming into that down dog position, remember? So you can have your feet nice and wide if you wish. Your knees can be bent, right? My legs are pretty straight, but if you need them to be bent, that's okay. Because really what's most important here is that you feel like your sacrum is up towards the ceiling. Chest pressing towards the thighs, thighs pressing towards the chest, fingers spread wide so that you feel nice and strong and stable. Inhale and exhale. Feel your shoulders pulled into their sockets. So notice as I exaggerate, I can kind of just suck them right in. Still have that cold penny. We're going to have our cold penny a lot here today because it's so cold outside today. So have that cold penny there so that your belly's pulled in. Nice. And then if you wish, you can bend one leg and then the other. Kind of walk your dog out, it's called. Just trying to warm your hamstrings up. Kind of gently let the heels ease to the floor if they're not already there and help the leg come a little straighter. If you wish, you don't have to. If that's something you want to work on, then feel free. Nice. And then let's drop our knees to the ground and come back into our child's pose. A couple rounds of breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. So I'm going to introduce a little bit of breath work here for you. So you can, again, take it or leave it. Your breath is very powerful, and it's a very integral part of yoga. That's kind of one of the things that separates it from some other forms of exercise. So we're going to learn a little bit about what's called Ujjayi Breath. And really, that's Sanskrit for warrior breath. And really, it's just about making your exhale kind of Darth Vader-ish, if that makes any sense. So it just means that you are constricting your throat a little bit, almost like you're blowing through a straw. So we would just inhale, and then when we exhale, we just tighten our throat a little bit and make that kind of throaty noise. So like you're like you're trying to blow through a really thick straw. So the purpose behind this breath is to really focus on the exhale. And that is a very powerful connection to your nervous system to calm you and to center you. So there is a purpose behind the funny sound. So just try it a couple times here. It's kind of nice that we're in our own spaces. In your child's pose. So big inhale in and exhale. Constrict the throat. Inhale and exhale. One more time before we move on. Beautiful. So feel free to try and cultivate this throughout our practice today, or just come to the nice even rest that we did at the beginning. Okay, so let's come back to our tabletop. And we're going to do a few more rounds of cat-cow a little bit more quickly now. So inhaling, opening up, exhaling, pressing away. So again, just building a little bit of heat, really having the navel drawn in. Nice. All right, so come back to your tabletop and let's bring our right leg forward. And position it how you need. So make sure that your knee is best you can over your ankle. Back leg is back behind you and you can adjust that stance, right? Big inhale in, arms up. So let's concentrate on relaxing our shoulders, bringing them down. Let's concentrate on pulling our tailbone under, navel in, remember cold penny, and also squeezing the inner thighs towards one another to lift you up. You should feel like energy can flow right through your spine. A few rounds of nice big breath here. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, try and draw in a little bit more for that stability piece. Nice. Place your left hand down and send your right hand high to the sky, coming into a nice twist. Inhale, again, get taller, energy out. Exhale, open up a little bit more. Keep your head in neutral to keep the tension off your spine, your neck. Beautiful. All right, let's hands frame our foot. We're going to step back. So I'm going to offer you two options. One is to come into your down dog again back there. The other one is to come into child's pose. So whatever you feel like you need. Find your stability, ground down. Nice. And then coming forward into your tabletop, we're going to do the other side, right? So left leg comes forward. Again, just check to make sure the knee and the ankle are nicely lined up. Adjust how far you want your stance to be. Big inhale in. Relax the shoulders, right? It's all about that balance between where you need strength and stability and where you need to offer in a little bit of ease. So stability in the core. Draw your belly button away from that cold penny. Push your tailbone down. Squeeze the inner thighs. Nice, powerful gaze straight ahead. Beautiful. Let's bring our right hand down, left hand high to the sky. A few rounds of breath here. So again, thinking about inhaling, being nice and tall, right? So that the energy can flow along your spine. And then exhale, maybe twist a little deeper if you like. Still remembering your cold penny. Beautiful. Hands come down to the mat. Step back. Again, you can either come into that child's pose or you can come up into your down dog. Whatever you would like. Whatever makes sense for you. Drawing the navel in, grounding down, squeezing the inner thighs. Nice. Now let's walk our feet to the top of the mat. So we're in a nice little forward fold here. Inhale, flat back. So remember, that's where we push our hands into our shins, squeeze our shoulder blades back and down, Really pull our belly in and up so that we have a nice flat back and we can shoot energy out, right? And if you need to bring your hands up to your thighs to do this, that's okay, right? It's whatever works for you. Nice. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up. Nice. All right, so we're going to do what's called a sun breath here. So we're leading up into learning what's called Surya Namaskar, which is basically your sun salutation or like your vinyasa flow that you would hear in a typical yoga class. So we're going to do a few rounds of breath first, and then we'll work our way up. So big inhale in, arms overhead, nice and slow. You almost want to pretend you're moving through thick water or honey. And then exhale, push the air away. Slow as you can, fill up all the space, all your space. Nice. Big inhale in. Stretching tall, and then exhaling, pressing the air away. Inhale, one more time. And then exhale, folding forward, and your knees can be very bent if you need them to be. Your hands don't have to touch the floor. Inhale, that flat back again, and then exhale, fold forward. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Nice and slow. Arms overhead and hands come down to prayer. So prayer doesn't necessarily mean prayer as in religious. If that's part of who you are, that's totally fine. But it can also just mean joining right and left sides, right? So whatever part of that makes sense for you, please feel free to think about that. Nice, let's add on. Big inhale in and big exhale out. Nice and slow and steady. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Nice, hands come down, coming back into your tabletop. Beautiful, square off. Open the heart to the front of the room. So coming into that cow pose. And then curling the toes under, pressing back, either into child's pose or into down dog. Whatever makes sense. Nice. And then inhaling, walking the feet forward. Exhale, relax into that forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Nice. All right. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands come down. Let's step back into our down dog or child's pose or tabletop. Choice is yours. Inhale and exhale. Now, we're either going to come through into our tabletop, or you can come with me into plank. You can also put the knees down for plank, right? So let's rock forward. Let's feel our strength and stability here. If you need to, come down. So what you're looking for is a nice, powerful line from your hip to your shoulder. You want to feel as if you're slurping the mat up with your belly button. Nice. Couple breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Now, wherever you are, whether you're on all fours or on the knees in plank with me or up in full plank, let's lower the body down to the mat. Really nice. On your next inhale, open the heart to the front of the room by lifting the head up, right? So you feel like a little snake, right? A little cobra. Inhale and exhale. Nice. All right, let's press ourselves all the way back. So you can come through tabletop, you can come through knees, but we're coming to all join in down dog, whatever way works for you. Ground yourself down, and let's bring our right leg forward. So you can also do that by coming through all fours first, if you need to. So we're gonna try and do a high lunge here. So that back leg is gonna try and stay off the ground. Big inhale in, coming all the way up. Nice. So while you're here, I want you to try best you can to have this knee over its ankle and this leg as straight as you can get it. Push it really hard back there. If you need to, you can bend it, right? But what you're trying to do is work it straight. Draw everything in and up, just like we did before. Arms overhead. Nice. Big inhale, big exhale. Now, option to stay here where you are, or option to bring the left arm forward, the right arm back, and have a little bit of a twist here as well. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Really nice. All right, let's bring our arms back overhead and come down. Let's step back to our down dog. Press our seat high to the sky. And let's rock ourselves forward again. Lower the body, coming up into cobra. Nice. Press yourself all the way back. Down dog. And now let's bring our other leg forward. Coming back into that high lunge. Big inhale in, arms up. Really nice. Inhale and exhale. Lots of strength and stability there. Remembering your cold penny. Inhale and exhale. Nice and tall. You got it. Hold on for one more second, and then you can open into that open twist. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, draw in a little bit more. Somebody got bumped out here, so I'm just gonna see if I can get them back in. Nice. All right. Hands come down to the mat. Let's come back to our down dog. And then exhale, drop our knees. And send your knees back. Really nice. Into child's pose. Inhale and exhale. Full, big, strong breaths as you release. Nice job. All right, we're gonna do one more round of that sun salutation. So I want you to take it as you feel like you can. So coming back up into your down dog, so sending your hips high to the sky. Rock yourself forward. Drawing the abs in and up. Lower the body all the way down. Inhale, coming up into as much of a cobra as you'd like. Exhale, press yourself all the way back. Nice. And then walk the feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up. Take up all your space. Exhale, come to prayer. Awesome. We're gonna do that one more time. The full deal here. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Knees bent or straight. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands come to the mat. Step back. Down dog. Send your hips high to the sky. Exhale, rock forward. And all the way down. And then inhale up. Really nice. Exhale, hips high to the sky. Beautiful. And let's drop our knees and come to child's pose. And just wiggle that out, work that out. Beautiful. All right, let's come down onto our seat. We'll do some stuff on the mat here. So if you feel as though your low back is rounded here when we sit, I'm going to encourage you to grab something to sit up on. You can even just fold your mat over, right? It just helps to prop you if you just have that kind of just under your sit bones or kind of your butt cheeks there. It just allows you to sit up a little nicer. So legs out straight in front of you, thighs lifted, toes pointed straight up at the ceiling. Big inhale in. And then exhale, we're gonna fold forward, but I want you to concentrate at trying to make that fold at the hips. So notice I'm not all curled over, right? My low back isn't all bent. My upper back isn't all bent, right? Inhale, get tall. Now, if you wish, you can exhale and fold into that. Or you can stay right where we were. And just grab wherever you can grab. You don't even have to grab. You can just have your hands on the floor. Really, the whole point of a posture is not to look a certain way. It's to just feel it in your body in a way that's useful for you. All right, and that's different from day to day, from moment to moment, from person to person. Big breaths here. Breathing into the back of your body. Nice. All right, let's walk our hands up. We're going to keep our left leg straight and the toes pointed up. Let's bring either your right knee like so that it's bent up, or if you're able to, crossing it over. We're going to grab our knee with our opposite elbow. Big inhale in. Get tall again, and then exhale. Let's twist and open up our back a little bit. Big inhales, getting nice and tall, remembering our energy, wanting it to flow along our spine, and then exhale, twist a little deeper. Beautiful. All right, let's release that. And we'll just do a little opposite twist the other way, just to kind of center ourselves. Nice. And then come back to center. Let's switch sides. So right leg out straight, left leg either in and bent up or crossed over, whatever makes sense for you. And let's grab with our opposite elbow, flex that foot, big inhale in, nice and tall, and then exhale, twist. Big inhales and big exhales. Maybe cultivating that Ujjayi breath here if you like, or not. Just trying best you can to have slow, steady breaths in that case. Really nice. All right, let's come the opposite. Cultivate the opposite a little bit. Got to balance ourselves out. Nice. And let's release that. And then drawing your right leg in again, but this time having the sole of your foot against your other leg so that your one leg's bent and one leg's nice and straight. Again, nice and tall, big inhale in, and exhale, fold. And again, just allowing the hands fall where they might, trying best you can to keep the back nice and straight. Remembering to keep your good resonance, like your guitar string. And then exhale, fold, if you wish. You don't have to. Really nice. Let's walk ourselves up and let's switch sides. So right leg straight, left leg bent, sole of foot against your thigh, this foot flexed. Big inhale in and exhale, hinging forward, hands fall where they may, and release. So good. Nice, and just walking yourself back up. You can remove anything if you have yourself propped up, because we are going to roll down onto our backs here. So coming with our feet on the mat, knees bent, arms straight out in front. So I really want you to think about squeezing your inner thighs towards one another. They don't have to touch, but you just want that energy. And really think about that cold penny. Like I want you to think about maybe even some snow that you don't want to lay on. So you really want to scoop your belly in and up, right? And just allow the body to very slowly come down. Come down, come down. Drawing in a little more. Oh, it's really cold snow and you don't want to touch your belly. Really cold, really cold. Draw it in and up, in and up. Nice. And just release down. Draw the knees into the chest, a little rocking back and forth here. So allowing the right leg to come down, crossing the left leg over. We're going to come into what looks like a little figure 4, right? This foot is flexed. And then you can stay here because for some people, this you can feel this in the hip already. If you'd like to maybe have a little bit more sensation, you can draw the legs in. A few rounds of breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Just enjoying a little bit of a juicy stretch here. Most of us need this one a lot. And release. Let's try the other side. This is our last posture before we come into a little bit of a Shavasana. I'm going to suggest a little something different today for you guys to try. It's totally up to you though, and you may not have the space where you are. So just know that it's an option for you. And I'll explain it in a second. Nice, and release that. So what I'm going to suggest today is that you do something called legs up the wall. You can also just do it here, but then your legs are kind of working. So it's a little bit hard to relax completely. So if you're able to, I'd like you to find a piece of wall, or you could even use like your couch or something actually, and just drape the legs up onto the couch. But I'm going to suggest that you come so that your legs can be supported by something, the wall, ideally, so that the legs can be straight, but that's up to you, right? Like so. And just allow the legs to be up and resting. So this posture is so powerful for many, many ways because you're in an inversion. So that means your feet are above your heart. It's very powerful for your immune system, your lymphatics, your venous system, like your blood flow. It's also very soothing for the nervous system, just because of the way your body has to work a little bit differently now because the feet are up there. So I would strongly recommend, if you're feeling overwhelmed or just really tired, this is a really good posture to come into. So today we're going to come into this posture for a Shavasana if you're able. If you'd rather take traditional Shavasana, please feel free. And just coming to rest for a moment. I'm going to sit up so that I can talk to you guys a little bit better. I'm sad though, because that's one of my favorite positions. Okay, so just coming to rest in whatever position you decide makes sense for you today. And now just allowing yourself to switch, right? To switch from doing to just being. Your body's done a fair bit of work today, I'm sure, and even through this short little practice that we did. So now's the time to integrate all of that. Allow your muscles to go soft. So let them shift from holding you strong to being held by the floor, by the earth. Let your bones go heavy and just rest. Notice when you release a little bit more, how the mat is able to hold you a little bit better. And if you wish, I'm going to invite for you to close your eyes, but only if that's something you'd like to do today. And come to rest on your breath. Just big inhales in. The belly comes in as you exhale, and the belly comes out as you inhale. And then if you wish, you can envision a warm ball of light that starts deep in the belly. And as you inhale, it rises and rises. And then as you exhale, it comes back down. And just notice that with every inhale, it gets brighter and stronger. And with every exhale, it comes in and it sends that warm light into your body, spreading throughout. And just focus your attention on this ball of light as I leave you in quiet for just a little bit. Should thoughts start to overwhelm you, it's okay. That's what they do. Just come back to that ball of light, come back to your breath, and send those thoughts on their way for a little while. When you hear my voice again, we'll come back together. and be done for the night. Coming back to the body on the mat. Feeling all the points of contact between you and the floor. Coming back to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling, just as it will. No longer trying to control it. On this inhale, breathe in so much gratitude for setting aside this time to practice today. Breathe out any thoughts that no longer serve you. And on this inhale, breathe in so much gratitude for your body that did the work tonight. Breathe out any worries that lay ahead. And breathe in one last breath and breathe in so much gratitude for this day. As you're ready, wiggling your fingers and your toes and coming on up into sitting. Wonderful. As always, thank you so much for sharing your very valuable time with me tonight, and hopefully there was something good there for you. I'm going to stop the recording here. You guys can just hang on for 1 second.